Fight. Shoot. Good job, guys. Hi. 22 minutes grip.
22 minutes left.
22 minutes.
Left?
It was 4 rounds, but we have to do this 22 minutes, 2 rounds. 11, 1 minute rest. 5. There was. Считаю, что Мадалена самый сложный соперник в Ислам Макхачеве. Это мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов.
И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы.
Ну, мое личное мнение, во-первых, Мадалена 2 раза больше, чем Илья.
Сопоставим.
Илья. Он 2 раза больше. Он выше, больше, ноги помощнее, корпус, бокс не хуже. И грэпплинг он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели. Ну, для меня, если я например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Маддалены, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует Мадалена.
Pretty confident stylistically with that Jack Della fight to they kind of gone out of their way to chase that fight down. So they obviously see something. I feel like it'll be close, but yeah, that's a big step up. Jack Della's a pretty big boy.
Yeah. Do you think Islam can get past him?
He's obviously got like I feel like he's got a chance, but I feel like that fight leans towards Jack Della.
Fight. Shoot. Good job, guys. Hi. 22 minutes grip.
22 minutes left.
22 minutes.
Left?
It was 4 rounds, but we have to do this 22 minutes, 2 rounds. 11, 1 minute rest. 5. There was.
Tonight belonged to Jack Della Maddalena. He's an awesome human being. I've sat down with him several times and had some conversations. Nice guy, quiet guy, a man of few words. But I tell you what, that was an incredible fight tonight. And he'll take on Islam Makhachev. He doesn't care. He wants to be a part of the biggest fights possible. Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena. That's the fight that's going to happen. And that's the fight that I will be doing a video on.
Khabib Nurmagomedov's return to coaching has sent shockwaves across the MMA world, especially because it comes at such a crucial moment in Islam Makhachev's career. The undefeated legend may have stepped away from active competition, but his sharp mind, discipline, and ability to guide fighters remain unmatched. Now he's stepping back into the corner to prepare Islam for what many are calling the toughest test of his career, a welterweight showdown with Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322. The significance of this fight cannot be overstated. Islam is not just moving up in weight, he's also stepping into the cage with a man that even Khabib himself admits might be the most dangerous opponent Islam could face. That kind of statement from one of the greatest champions ever instantly raises the stakes and puts fans on edge, wondering if this could be the matchup that truly pushes Islam to his limits. Khabib has been vocal about the unique challenges Jack presents. While most of Islam's opponents at lightweight have been overwhelmed by his wrestling and suffocating pressure, Jack brings something different to the table. He's not only bigger than many fighters Islam has faced, but he also combines that size with high-level grappling and striking that can keep any fight competitive. Khabib even went as far as to say that if he had to choose between preparing Islam for Ilia Topuria or Jack Della Maddalena, Jack would be the greater danger. For someone who rarely exaggerates, that kind of admission has the MMA community buzzing. It suggests that this fight isn't just another title defense or a standard step up, it's a potential career-defining challenge. Others in the fight game have weighed in as well, adding even more intrigue. Dan Hooker, who has been in the cage with Islam before, gave his own breakdown of the matchup. He pointed out that Jack's team didn't shy away from this fight, they actively chased it. That confidence shows they see something in Islam they believe Jack can exploit. Hooker admitted the matchup will be close, a hard-fought battle that could go either way, but he leaned slightly in Jack's favor. Coming from someone who has first-hand experience with Islam's style, his words add another layer of curiosity. Could Jack's size and skill really tip the balance against one of the most dominant champions in the UFC? The buzz only grew when Michael Bisping added his perspective. After Jack's performance against Belal Muhammad, Bisping praised not just the technical side of Jack's game, but also his character. He described Jack as a humble, respectful fighter who isn't chasing the spotlight but consistently seeks out the toughest challenges. According to Bisping, that kind of attitude, paired with undeniable skill, makes him ready for Islam. Bisping even went as far as to call the matchup inevitable. When respected analysts use words like that, fans know they're witnessing the setup for something huge. Max Holloway also weighed in, warning fans not to underestimate Jack. He compared the situation to his own early career, where people repeatedly counted him out only to be proven wrong. Holloway reminded everyone that Jack is ranked number 2 pound for pound for a reason. His warning was simple: sleeping on Jack could be a big mistake. Max hinted that the fight could happen as soon as October, making the anticipation even more intense. For a fighter known for his heart and ability to thrive in wars, Holloway's endorsement carries weight. Then there's Javier Mendez, Islam's longtime coach, who provided an inside look at Islam's mindset. Mendez admitted it's hard to compare Jack and Topuria, but he made it clear that Islam thrives on big challenges. He highlighted Islam's unmatched work ethic and complete skill set, insisting that whatever Jack brings, Islam will find a way to overcome it. Mendez also dismissed concerns about Islam moving up in weight, saying he wouldn't be undersized and could hold his own against any welterweight. His confidence reflects the mentality inside Islam's camp, especially now with Khabib back in the mix. For fans, that combination is both reassuring and exciting. Alexander Volkanovski, who knows firsthand the power of Islam's grappling, pointed to Jack's ability to stop takedowns against Belal Muhammad as a key turning point. Volkanovski argued that Jack's confidence skyrocketed after that fight, making him even harder to take down. He believes Islam will have to dig deep because Jack's defense is now at a level where even elite grapplers will struggle to control him. That kind of improvement is dangerous, especially against someone like Islam who builds his entire game around relentless pressure and ground control. The opinions don't stop there. Ian Machado Gary called Islam a nightmare matchup for anyone in the welterweight division, noting that moving up could actually make him even stronger since he won't have to drain himself cutting weight. Dustin Poirier, meanwhile, pointed out that the first 2 rounds will likely decide everything. If Islam gets Jack down early, he can dictate the pace. But if Jack stays on his feet, his size and striking could turn the tide. Poirier also reminded everyone that Islam's striking, while awkward, is effective precisely because opponents are always bracing for the takedown. That constant uncertainty can throw off even the sharpest strikers. Stephen Thompson brought up an important factor: size. While Islam walks around heavy, most welterweights cut from over 200 pounds. Thompson suggested that the physicality of the division might be a problem for Islam, though he credited Islam's grappling as good enough to give anyone issues. Still, he acknowledged that Jack has already proven himself against strong wrestlers like Belal Muhammad. To Thompson, this fight will truly test whether Islam can hang with the big boys at welterweight. Dan Hardy raised another interesting point about how Islam's body might handle the extra weight. He questioned whether Islam would still look sharp and composed, or whether the added mass could slow him down and affect his stamina over 5 rounds. That's something few fans have considered, but it could be crucial. Adding size is one thing, but carrying it effectively in a grueling 5-round war is another. Some fighters see Jack as the favorite. Aljamain Sterling outright predicted Jack would overpower Islam, even saying a win for Jack would derail much of the hype surrounding a possible Islam versus Topuria super fight. Philip Rowe shared a similar view, saying Islam simply isn't big enough to thrive at 170, and that Jack's punching power would likely finish the fight before it went to the judges. On the flip side, Gilbert Burns, a veteran of the welterweight division, supported Islam's move up, arguing he should have been there already given his weight struggles at 155. He did, however, acknowledge Jack's dangerous striking and the high-level training partners in his corner, including Craig Jones and Volkanovski. Burns emphasized that this fight is closer than many think, warning fans not to underestimate how competitive it could be. Even Islam's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, confirmed that the fight will happen before the year is over, adding even more credibility to the speculation. Whether it's against Jack or someone else, if Jack becomes unavailable, Islam will fight for the welterweight title in 2025. That statement cements this matchup as more than just talk. It's a reality fans should prepare for. With so many voices weighing in, the narrative becomes clear. This fight isn't just another step for Islam, it's a collision of 2 elite fighters with everything to gain and everything to lose. On one side, you have Islam, Islam, the dominant lightweight champion, guided once again by the legendary Khabib, aiming to prove his greatness across multiple divisions. On the other, you have Jack, a rising star with size, skill, and momentum, ready to shock the world and solidify his place at the very top. What makes it even more compelling is the uncertainty. For the first time in a long time, fans aren't unanimously picking Islam to dominate. The debates are real, the opinions are split, and the anticipation is higher than ever. No matter who you side with, one thing is certain: when that cage door closes at UFC 322, the MMA world will witness a clash that could redefine legacies. And with Khabib back in the corner, guiding every step, the storylines couldn't be more captivating. Another fascinating aspect of this fight is the mental game. Islam has always carried himself with a calm, calculated demeanor, rarely showing emotion before stepping into the octagon. Jack, however, brings a different energy. He's confident but quiet, never overhyping himself, yet always proving people wrong inside the cage. That kind of mental toughness could be just as important as physical strength when the pressure of a 5-round title fight sets in. With Khabib back guiding Islam, fans know the mental preparation will be just as sharp as the physical. But Jack's unshakable self-belief could create a chess match long before the first punch is thrown. There's also the question of legacy. For Islam, a win over Jack at welterweight could elevate him into the rare category of fighters who dominate across multiple divisions. It would silence critics who argue his dominance was tied only to lightweight and prove he can hang with naturally larger opponents. For Jack, defeating a champion like Islam would instantly catapult him into superstardom and secure his place as one of the most dangerous fighters of this generation. Both men have everything to gain and both have everything to lose, which makes the stakes sky high. Fans are already debating potential future outcomes depending on who wins. If Islam emerges victorious, talk of a super fight with Ilia Topuria or even a clash with Khamzat Chimaev could dominate headlines. If Jack pulls off the upset, he not only retains his belt, but also reshapes the entire narrative of the welterweight division, shutting down Islam's 2-division dream in the process. The ripple effects from this fight will be massive, changing the direction of 2 divisions and potentially creating new blockbuster rivalries. In the end, that's what makes UFC 322 so unmissable. It's more than just another main event, it's the convergence of 2 careers at their peak, guided by legends, fueled by high stakes, and loaded with questions that only a fight can answer. Whether it's Islam proving his greatness or Jack shocking the world, this showdown has all the ingredients of a historic night that fans will be talking about for years to come.